Welcome to Art History 2. I'm Jennifer Evans, your professor. I hold a master's degree from Kent State University, and I'm actually an African art historian. I focus on the art of Africa and its diaspora. My background is in contemporary African art, but I have been teaching Art History 1 and 2 for about 10 years now. I love to travel and have been to many places to see art, including New York, London, Paris, Washington, D.C., the Dominican Republic, Germany, the Netherlands. That's all I can think of right now. San Francisco. So I've been quite a few places to see art. And one of the things that I've noticed is that no matter where the art exhibition is, art seems to stir a response in people that is passionate and that is attention drawing. So I hope that you enjoy my course and enjoy the excitement that I have for this subject matter, and enjoy the specialty that I have in non-Western art, because I'm always going to be asking you to look at the non-Western side of things, even though I'm actually teaching you the Western side of things. So let's take a little bit of time with the syllabus. I just want to explain some course expectations and where you find things within the course. So the first thing I want to point out to you is on the very first page of the syllabus, you will find my phone number listed as a contact. It is my personal cell phone number. I put it on there because I want you to use it. I don't have office hours at Columbus State's campus, but because of COVID, nobody does. So if you need something, don't hesitate to pick up the telephone and give me a call. That's why my phone number is on the syllabus. I really do want you to use it. If you have a quick question, you can text me. When you text me, I appreciate it if you can identify the university that you go to and what course you're in. So this is Jim Davis. I take Art History 2 at Columbus State. That'll give me some frame of reference so that I'm positive that I'm talking to the person I think I am. I have actually given wrong information to someone before because I thought they were in a different class. So because of that, I just ask that you identify yourself when you text, so I don't accidentally give you incorrect information. Or you can call me. Please don't feel like you can't call because you're bothering me. You're never bothering me. I always want you to pick up the phone and call. It's why I give you my phone number. So learning outcomes. What are you going to learn in this class? Successful students will learn to identify works of art. You'll be able to identify major styles within works of art. You'll be able to identify particular artists. You will gain formal analysis skills. You'll be able to identify and discuss formal elements in the work of art, such as the color or the texture or the use of line. You will learn to visually analyze, to discuss ideas that are expressed in the work of art. You will learn historical analysis to explain why the art looks the way it does based on cultural influences, based on the artist's experience, based on historical developments that happen. Contextual analysis. You will begin to analyze works of art within the cultural and iconographic contexts. And critical analysis, you'll be able to use knowledge of the formal artistic elements, principles of composition and iconography, media, tools and techniques to compose contingent interpretations. Boy, is that a mouthful. Basically, you're going to be able to talk about art. If I take you to an art museum, you'll be able to look at a painting and tell me more about what it is using proper terminology and in an educated manner. All right, so what do you need in this course in order to learn this amazing stuff about art? First of all, you need a textbook. Especially in an online class, the textbook really helps to fill in gaps where maybe you missed something that I've said in lecture or something just doesn't seem quite clear. You can pick up the textbook and look in that section and say, oh, okay, this is what she was trying to tell me. Or you can always pick up the phone and call me. In the textbook, you also need the textbook for exams. Each exam, you will be picking an image from your textbook and discussing the image with an image that I give you. So because of that, I just don't see how you could do this class without a textbook. The textbook on the right, the one that's yellow with the people all over it, that textbook is the one that I use. The ISBN numbers for it are to the right of it. It's a hardbound book and it's very large. You can, if you want, get a different edition of the textbook, like an earlier edition. I'm fine with that. Your page numbers might be a little bit off, but other than that, it's pretty much the same information. So the textbook on the left, the one with the building on the front and the spider, it is the paperback version of the textbook that we use. And it's half of the hardbound book that I teach from. It's volume 2. If you are to go online and purchase a textbook, it is my suggestion that you pay attention to what volume you have. Gardner separates these books into 2 different textbooks, one for Art History 1 and one for Art History 2. So if you only want to buy Art History 2's textbook, you're looking for volume 2. And the ISBN numbers for that textbook are underneath the picture. So the burning question that most of my students want to know is, how do I get a grade? So here's your grade breakdown. You have 12 quizzes. Those are just a quiz that covers the thing that I asked you to listen to in lecture for the week. They are worth 10 points each. The exams are worth 100 points each, and you get 3 opportunities, 2 midterms and a final. And then in the Delve Deeper activities, you see there are 14 of them, and you get they're worth 10 points apiece, so that gives you a total of 140 points. The total amount of points that you have the opportunity to earn in this course are 560 points. The grading scale is the typical Columbus State grading scale. The one thing I always like to point out to my students who just have to have an A is that a 90% is the exact same A as 100%. So if you're feeling like you're fighting for every single point and you've got a nice solid A, stop stressing. I know that some of you are perfectionists and just really want the absolute highest point total that you can get, and I applaud you for that. However, ease up on yourself a little bit and take a deep breath. You already have the grade that you were hoping to get. So classroom assignments. Because this class is taught asynchronously, that means that I record lecture and post it online, and then you can listen to that lecture at any time that you want. So you do not have to come to a class at a certain time every day. All assignments are due on Sunday night by midnight, no matter what it is. Whether it's an essay, whether it's an exam for an essay, or an essay for an exam, whether it's a research project, whether it's a quiz or a weekly assignment, they're all due Sunday at midnight. There's only one exception. The one exception is the final. I send it to you on a Monday. You return it to me by a Wednesday. I do not take assignments through email. I only take them on Blackboard. And so I just want to let you know that if you send me an assignment via email, I don't even read it. So please don't do that. I don't take late work unless you prearrange an extension with me. I'm usually pretty lenient about giving you some extra time, as long as you ask for the extension with respect to the due date and do it a couple days in advance. Your exams will be essay in nature, and they will be distributed through your Columbus State email. You will have until Sunday night at midnight to turn in your completed essay on Blackboard. And each essay is a compare and contrast essay based on your analysis of 2 never-before-seen works of art or unknown works of art. The goal is for you to contextualize them, recognize what era they belong to, and give support for why. If you miss an exam, I will give you the opportunity to make up the exam, but you have to have a valid university-recognized written excuse in order for me to allow you to make up an exam. Appointments like routine dentist appointments, routine doctor appointments don't count as a university-recognized excuse. Only excuses that are documented, that are like your unforeseen illness for an entire week. Because you get an entire week to do your work, you would have to prove to me that you were sick for the entire week to get it turned in order for me to take it after the deadline, unless you've prearranged an extension with me. Okay, so Columbus State expects that you spend at least 3 hours a week watching lecture. Keep in mind that if you were actually going to a physical classroom, you would be spending 3 hours a week in lecture. And up to 4 hours a week in homework. That means reading, writing, and doing your assignments. Some important information to note in terms of general course policies. Our class is organized through weekly assignments. Each week you will have a lecture to listen to, a quiz to take, and a delve deeper assignment to do, unless it's a special week where we're having an exam, or that's the only thing I can think of would be the exam week that you wouldn't have to listen to lecture or do the quiz and the delve deeper assignment. I think I already mentioned that I don't take assignments via email. I only take them when you turn them in on Blackboard. It is because I want everything to be in the same place so that I don't accidentally miss your email from something that you've turned in. And because you turning it in on Blackboard is your receipt that you did it, and my receipt that I have your assignment. I also don't take assignments that are not in a PDF, .doc or .docx format. I can't read them. So if you happen to have a Macintosh and produce your work on Pages, you need to save it to a PDF and then upload it. If you use an open source, you also need to save it as a PDF and upload it to Blackboard. Some helpful things to note. I'm here to help you always, so when you need help, please reach out and ask me for it. I ask that you show courtesy and respect to your peers within the course, as well as to me, your instructor. If English is a second language for you, please let me know. It makes a difference when I grade your essays. I'm never grading your essay based on grammar, but sometimes I won't always be able to follow you if you've rearranged verbs or something like that. So it helps me to know if English is your second language. I ask that you take substantial notes during each PowerPoint presentation so that you cement the concepts within the PowerPoint presentation that we're trying to go over. But also, taking notes will help you in the exam. You may refer to my presentations until I release the exam. Once the exam is released, all presentations close. Please contact me if you don't understand an assignment or an instruction. And you'll need to contact me in time for you to still turn your assignment in by the posted due date. You do have access to a lot of digital images here, and you have access to my intellectual property. I ask that you do not distribute publicly my intellectual property without my written consent, or that you do not take notes and give them to other students publicly, sell your notes, sell my images, things like that. Many of the images that you see are images that belong to me. I've taken them in my travel study. Another short piece of advice that I have for you is to please advocate for yourself. Typically, that goes along with the syllabus statements that you can reach from the college. Your code of conduct, behave the way Columbus State expects you to behave within a course. And the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. If you have a disability of some sort and you have special accommodations, please bring it to my attention. And if you have special accommodations for a test where you want to take the test in the testing center because they have equipment that you need to use, please make me aware. Attendance is a necessary thing. I ask that you come to class by logging into Blackboard 2 to 3 times a week. While we don't actually meet for a set number of hours, you going into Blackboard 2 to 3 times a week is your attendance in this course. To access the course, you're going to go to courses.cscc.edu and log into Blackboard. You can also get to that link through Columbus State's main website. In the far right-hand side of the page, you're going to see a box that says Courses, Quick Links. You will then pick the link that I have displayed here from that box in order to go to our courses homepage. If you have trouble accessing our course, you can call 614-287-5050. That gets you to the Columbus State Help Desk, and they will walk you through accessing our course. Once more, I am reminding you that I do not take work via email, and I don't take late work. Most of the class's policies are in the syllabus. The syllabus really is your Bible for the next 16 weeks in this course. If you feel lost at any point, please go back to the syllabus. The thing that will help you figure out whether you're on track the most is the assignment calendar. You can see that the assignments or our course is organized into weeks. So when you go to Blackboard, you're going to click on week 1. Week 1 will have everything in it that you need to complete the work for week 1. Everything is labeled that way, except for the week that we do exam week. Once you get past the week that says week 4, exam week is week 5. And so it will say week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, then exam 1. So follow along with the class weekly schedule on Blackboard. The next column tells you what the lecture topic is that will be posted online. So if all of a sudden you're in Unit 2 and you click on it and the unit that's up is about African art, please shoot me an email. That doesn't happen hardly ever, but I just want to be sure that if something seems wonky, you reach out to me. All assignments are due on Sunday at midnight, and in the box that is next, you can see everything that's due. Next, you can see the assessment methods and the highlighted skills that you will learn each week from the course. Then on the far right hand side, I have listed what's due and when it's due, and any information that's important to note, like add drop dates, final withdrawal dates for not getting a failing grade on your transcript, and all of that. All right, this is the end of me going over the syllabus with you. If you have questions, please feel free to text me, email me, or give me a call.